Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Dr. Renee Hart. I am independent minister. I'm a licensed practitioner for Center for Spiritual Living. Our Reverend is Reverend Carrie, and we love her so much. So today we're going to go into meditation. So sit comfortably, and it is time for meditation. So we're just going to take this God breath, and we're just going to breathe. Take another breath and breathe. And so, as we take this breath in this moment, I know God is all that there is. I know that God's Spirit is moving through us as us today in this meditation, knowing that as we let go, we open our heart space to receive whatever it is for us to receive today. So, let's just take that God breath and breathe. As we sit comfortably in our chairs, move your head from side to side, and now relax. Take that God breath and breathe. So as you sit comfortably in your chair, your heart space is open. Feel the essence of God's Spirit moving through you as you take that God breath and breathe. And so as we take this breath, we are bathing in love today. This meditation is love. So open up the heart and bathe in love today. Breathe. Picture yourself this beautiful waterfall. As it's streaming love. I am one with I am one with harmony. I am one with perfection. I am one with love. Breathe in that vibration. I am one with love. Touch the heart space and breathe. I am one with the universal presence. I am one with the God. I am one with I am one with love. Take that God breath and breathe. As we take that God breath, we breathe. As we take this God breath, we breathe. Feeling the light, feeling the love that's within you now. More love is all around you now. Love is moving in you and through you and all around you in this very moment. All that there is love. All that there is love. Bring in our awareness back into your sacred space. Take that God breath and breathe. Open your eyes. Feel the love. Move your head from side to side. Let's take that God breath and breathe. And in this God breath, with this light, we're knowing that there's only one light. There's only one breath. There's only one love. And this love is God's love. And this love is perfect. And this love is my life. So as we bring our awareness back into your sacred space, knowing all is in divine order, knowing all is well, all is perfect, knowing you are fully grounded in love today. And as we take this God breath, this concludes our meditation for this morning. Know that you are loved. Know that you are bathing in love. Namaste. God bless.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Redlands, California. My name is Holly, and I'm a member of the board. The theme for the month of February is One Journey, Many Paths. Once again, thank you for joining us this beautiful Sunday morning, and please enjoy our service.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome, and my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, in Redlands, California. No matter who you are, what your belief system is, where you come from, what you look like, or who you love, or where you are on your spiritual journey, you are always welcome here. We celebrate you and welcome you this morning. And if there's anyone new with us this morning, we especially welcome you. And now it's time for us to wave to our friends who are on Zoom and say good morning. It's great to see everyone this morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Gilman. Hi, Eileen.
Hello. Good to see you, Becky.
Great. Thanks.
Hi, Becky. Hi, everybody.
Who just said that? Hi, Becky. Is that Molly? Thanks, Molly.
Morning.
Hi.
Good to hear your voice.
Yes,
You too.
great to see everyone. Oh, gosh.
Gorgeous morning this morning.
Renee, thank you for a wonderful meditation. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
perfect. It was
Absolutely.
beautiful.
We're watching you on YouTube as well. Look at that.
Black History Month.
I need to do that.
On our TV.
All right.
You're a star.
The star is born.
Yes.
Love Gilman's song. I love that song. It's
I
always
know.
resonating with me.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
Our
great.
soul food. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, Gilman.
Yay, Gilman.
Hey,
Woo!
Gilman. Woohoo.
Yay, Gilman's cat.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here this morning. Since February is Black History Month, I find it appropriate for us to learn something about a few of our African American religious science brothers and sisters who were influential in our movement and in our history. Each Sunday this month, we're going to get to view a 3 to 4 minute video that will enlighten and, I'm sure, inspire all of us. These videos were written and produced by the Diversity Group at the Center for Spiritual Living in Dallas, Texas. So enjoy.
Mm. Good to laugh. Good to laugh.
Here's a little-known Black History Science of Mind fact. Jamaican-born Marcus Mosiah Garvey Jr. is well known as a businessman, journalist, Pan-Africanist, and powerful orator of the early 1900s. As such, he attracted thousands of followers to his Black nationalist movement that became known as Garveyism. As founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, Garvey encouraged African Americans to be proud of their race and promoted cultural identity through his Back to Africa campaign. But did you know that Garvey was also a follower of the New Thought movement, as well as a student of the ideas and philosophies of religious science. In fact, Garvey studied the same New Thought philosophers as religious science founder Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick, and often quoted their teachings. He also was inspired by divine science co-founder Nona Brooks. Even the philosophy of transcendentalism, led by writer Ralph Waldo Emerson, resonated with Garvey. He excelled in merging racial philosophical concepts and science of mind principles while addressing the Black condition in America. The strong philosophical beliefs in self-mastery, determination, and willpower that Garvey preached to Black people aligned perfectly with the newly emerging teachings of science of mind. In many of Garvey's speeches and writings, he often urged his followers to get a scientific knowledge of religion. His message was clear: liberate the minds of men, and ultimately, you will liberate the bodies of men. Another instrumental Jamaican in science of mind is Dr. Elma Lumsden, who founded the Temple of Light Church of Religious Science in Kingston, Jamaica in 1981. An engaging speaker and master teacher, Dr. Elma is also known for her simple yet dynamic words of wisdom, such as, "Until you can walk on water, take a boat," and "Life is a school, and we're not on holiday." Due to her leadership and diligence, Lumsden helped religious science become recognized as one of 12 key religions in Jamaica. Dr. Elma Lumsden and Marcus Garvey, Black evolutionaries in science of mind.
When we are grateful for our blessings, then we are in a state of grace. When we appreciate the small things, big transformation can take place. Sound of the ocean in a seashell, sight of the stars in outer space, smell of good food upon the table, touch of a friend when we embrace. When we are grateful for our blessings, then we are in a state of grace. We can recall a sense of wonder, spreading a smile across our face.
Let's take that God breath and breathe. So in this moment, what I know is God is all that there is. Let's take that breath again and breathe. And so as I know that God is all that there is, what I know in this very moment, God is love, God is perfection, God is harmony, God is balance. And as I know this for myself, I know this for each and every one of you today. knowing that as you take this God breath, you breathe, knowing that God's Spirit is moving in you, through you, and all around you today. So as we take that God breath, we're knowing our oneness with God. We're knowing that God's Spirit is love. We're knowing that God's Spirit is harmony. So we step into that vibration, knowing that we are love, perfection in form. We are in a state of harmony right here, right now, in a state of peace right here, right now. So as we take this God breath, we breathe and knowing all is well within us, all is in divine right order right here, right now within us. So as we just take this God breath, we knowing all is perfect. And this what I know for you. Perfect wholeness is yours right now. Take that breath and breathe into that perfect wholeness within every cell of your body. And as we take that God breath, we breathe and send that high vibration of perfect wholeness into the world, perfect peace into the world right here, right now, right here, right now. We're sending that high vibration to the world right now of perfect harmony is ours right now. Perfect peace is moving through every human being in the world today. Sending the highest vibration, love and light energy to every responder, first responders, the people behind the scenes, sending the highest vibration to every minister, every practitioner, every member, every person that's on Facebook, YouTube right now, knowing that God is at the core center of your being today. And in this truth, I know this for you. And in this truth, I give thanks because I know that it is true. I give thanks because I know our words is power. And I give thanks for all of it. I give thanks for harmony. I give thanks for peace right here, right now. I give thanks for perfect wholeness that's moving through us as us today. And so as we give thanks for all this and so much more, I just release my words into the universal law, and I know that it is perfect, and I know that it is complete. And if you are in agreement with this prayer, we would just say, and so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Renee. That was beautiful. Our reading this morning is from Dr. Ernest Holmes. He wrote this and it was published in the Science of Mind magazine in September of 1997. It appeared on page 8. Life flows through everything. It passes into every human event and translates itself through every human act. If you learn to think of life as flowing through your every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are quickened with new energy. For you are breathing the very essence of being into them. If you think of life as always bringing to you everything you need, you will have formed a partnership with Spirit that will prosper you in everything you do. And so it is.
Woke up, it was a Chelsea morning, and the first thing that I heard was a song outside my window, and the traffic wrote the words. It came ringing up like Christmas bells, wrapping up like pipes and drums. Oh, Won't you stay? We'll put on a day and we'll wear it till the night comes. Woke up, it was a Chelsea morning, and the first thing that I saw was the sun through yellow curtains and a rainbow on the wall. Blue, red, green, and gold to welcome you, crimson crystal beads to beckon. Oh, won't you stay? We'll put on a day. There's a sun show every second. Now the curtain opens on a portrait of today, and the streets are lined with passers-by. Pigeons fly and papers lie, waiting to blow away. I woke up, it was a Chelsea morning, and the first thing that I knew, there was milk and toast and honey, and a bowl of oranges too. And the sun poured in like butterscotch, stuck to all my senses. Oh, won't you stay? We'll put on a day and we'll talk in present tenses. When the curtain closes and the rainbow burns away, I will bring you incense owls by night, by candlelight, by jewel light, if only you will stay. Oh, sleepy dreamer, won't you wake up? It's a Chelsea morning.
Thank you, Gilman, so much. Love that song. So nice and positive. Yeah. So this morning, my message title is A Clean Slate. Oftentimes when we are getting ready to take a trip or go on a journey, we get out a map and see where the place is that we want to go to. And then as you look at the overall map, you see many ways to get there. And looking at that map allows us to figure out all of the routes that we could take and the route that we would like to take in order to reach our destination. The point is, we're taking a journey. And at the beginning of a journey, we have this clean slate. We're ready to go. Everything's set. And then we get to experience something really extraordinary as we move on our journey. If any of you have ever held the hand of a small child while walking from the front door to the car, you'll know that that child will find something or two or three things to squat down and look at and inspect with great detail, and then tell you all about it while you're kind of in a hurry trying to get from the front door to the car. But you see, that child is teaching us about mindfulness, about practicing the presence, practicing the glory that is within every detail. And often as adults, we forget about really looking at all of the wonderful things that are in front of us or at our feet. And that's the same thing with the journey. Sometimes we get so enamored with going on the journey, we're just blinders on, moving straight and fast to our destination without really taking it all in. You see, this is about having the mindfulness so that we can move forward on a clean slate to really see the world as brand new. There is a principle of religious science that we teach called practicing the presence of God. And when we practice the presence of God, we are actually in a state of mindfulness. Brother Lawrence, who was a 17th century friar with the Discalced Carmelites of Paris. I learned that discalced in Latin means barefoot. So he was with the Barefoot Carmelites of Paris. He dedicated his life to developing a keen sensitivity to the presence of God in everyday life. The book, Practicing the Presence of God, is a compilation of letters and conversations with this dedicated man. On the path that he took on his journey in life allowed his consciousness to raise to higher and higher levels. When we practice principles of oneness and mindfulness and practicing the presence, we realize that we are all a part of each other. We too are all practicing the presence of God when we know that we are really all one. There is no other. There is just we. Beginning with a clean slate about this, like a blank page, offers us a second chance and provides a combination of exhilaration as well as terror. This can happen when we're moving into a new job. When I was younger, I used to just dread the first day of a new job because I was terrified. But as I got into the job, then I was on a roll. I was kind of in a rhythm. And I know that we have all experienced this kind of thing when we are a new parent, for instance. That really changes your world. If we go through a big transition like a divorce or a career change or losing a loved one or moving or experiencing losses and even success of all kinds, sometimes we intentionally seek these changes, these ways for us to clean our slate and start over. I know that in the Science of Mind magazine this morning, the daily guide was partly about her desire it was Reverend Sharon Hudson who wrote it, and it was partly her desire while she was in high school to move to a new town and just start completely over where nobody knew her. I had that same experience. I wanted to just move away and have a new life and start all over again. And like her, I realized that I could do that every single day. I could have a clean slate every day. So sometimes we intentionally seek that clean slate, and it always offers us an opportunity to tap into our source and into our greater creativity. And it gives us a chance, of course, to practice all of the principles that we teach. And sometimes these clean slates are thrust upon us, and they might be unwelcome. Illnesses can do that. A colleague of mine, Reverend Cindy Grimes, wrote this story about her experience in having life thrust her into having a clean slate. I'll read it for you. She was considering the possibility of attending a short retreat, a silent short retreat. She had a lot going on and she was feeling unusually overwhelmed. She thought a change of scenery and some inner and outer silence might help her get her priorities and her projects in order. Instead of a retreat, she got COVID. Cindy was the only individual in her circle of friends and family who tested positive and had the disease. She had no idea how she had contracted it. She was mindful and careful. Whenever she went out, she conscientiously wore her mask. She used hand sanitizer. She kept her distance. But the morning that her first symptoms started, she experienced a backache. She didn't realize that that was one of the symptoms of COVID. She'd not heard of that. And Cindy had not seen her family in quite a while, and they had all planned to get together this particular day. And so everyone was excited to be there together. Her daughter and her 3-year-old grandson and her mom and dad. And they didn't wear their masks. They didn't follow the 6-foot rule. And that evening, Cindy's pain in her back spread to other muscles throughout her body. She was laid out for the next 15 days. She had no choice in the matter. Aside from staying quarantined, she never considered what she would do if she got the virus. She assumed she would take time to catch up on reading or watch TV or listen to podcasts. She didn't have the interest or the mental focus or energy to do much of anything but stare at the leaves dancing outside of her window in her quarantine room for hours. She said she spent hours doing that. She practiced breathing long, slow, deep breaths, thinking about how she might expel COVID if it entered her lungs. She practiced feeling all of the feelings that emerged from the quiet. Much of it was unpleasant. There was shame, anger, and fear sometimes presided, along with accusatory and anxiety-riddled questions. How could she be so careless? Did she expose her loved ones to COVID? How did she get it? What belief did she hold that manifested this illness? Could she have unknown risk factors that might make COVID more deadly? Would she end up hospitalized or worse? What if COVID took her life? She had so much unfinished business. Can't you imagine yourself being in that position and going down that road and catastrophizing until you've died or you're homeless or living in a ditch? I think we all do that from time to time, especially when we are in a situation that Cindy was in. And she goes on, she says, of course, physical pain and discomfort were constant companions to the mental and emotional distress. Her inclination was to push the discomfort away by using medication or sleep or other distractions. Then there was the moment when she decided instead to confront what was happening in her body. Cindy meditated on the fever. It was the highest it had been since she got sick. She felt heat radiating, sweat beating up on her face and body, rolling down her neck and her chest. And before long, her pajamas were soaked. Then, in an instant, the heat stopped radiating. She stopped sweating, and the aches left her joints and muscles. Now, this brings out a point that I made a few weeks ago about paying attention to what's happening in our physical body temple. When we pay attention to a fever or even an ache or a pain, a hot flash, if we really allow ourselves to be in harmony with that and really focus on it and allow it to tell us what it needs, oftentimes it will dissipate. And that's exactly what Cindy did. Now, she said her COVID retreat lasted for about 2 weeks. Her gratitude for the love and the support and the prayers of her family, her friends, and her spiritual family continues. And thankfully, none of her loved ones contracted the virus. Physically, it was as though COVID had hit the reset button in Cindy's body. Arthritis pain and a skin condition that she'd had for years disappeared. As the fear and anxiety evaporated, so did the feelings of stress and being overwhelmed. Her priorities became crystal clear, and the next steps steps emerged for her. Though it was an unwanted and an unwelcomed experience, COVID afforded Cindy a clean slate with respect to her calendar, her body, and her mind. Wow, that's quite an experience, isn't it? So, oftentimes, the birth of anything new preceded by pain or anxiety or messiness, before we can enjoy the newness, we have to kind of go through all of that messiness. Reminds me of a kitchen remodel I was a part of years ago. And we could see the beauty of the new kitchen and then had to go through the mess of not even having a kitchen. And it was a mess. But we had to go through that in order to come through it, to have that clean slate of a beautiful kitchen. The same thing happens when we go to clean out a drawer or a closet. Everything looks fine from the outside, and then we start digging inside the closet or the drawer, and we start taking things out, and it becomes quite a mess. And the disorder might sometimes cause us to go into overwhelm, but if we manage the disorder, and allow ourselves to be with it and make it harmonize with our environment, then we're in another place of a clean slate. Self-awareness encompasses heart and feeling as well as mind. Emotions that emerge as the slate is being cleared can be difficult to experience and manage. And these are the times when we can call one of our prayer practitioners to receive spiritual support. This is the time when we can ask for help and not be ashamed to ask for help. Because whenever we do that, we are assisting the person we're asking in their soul's development. So stay with this disorder that might come into your life. Stay with it. And the emotions that you experience are your inner GPS letting you know if your thoughts and their subsequent emotions are moving you further from the divine or closer to the divine. And it's nice to know that as we follow our intuition, we will usually move closer to the divine. You see, having a clean slate in life, having a way for us to begin again, is simply the place in our thoughts, in our minds, which allow us to have a clean slate where a thought is concerned. Having those negative thoughts and turning them around to be more positive is the way that we can clear our mind and allow those negative thoughts to move out and away from us. We don't have to live with the negativity. We don't have to take anything personally because we can turn that around. I've remembered many, many times when I've driven through road construction where they were really reconstructing the whole road. And at first I would kind of grouse about it and complain and, yeah, I wish they'd hurry up. And I'm sure none of you do that, but I've done that from time to time. And then I realized that if I would change that thought to something more positive, I began to affirm this road will be so beautiful and so easy to travel once it's completed. Let's all know that for Highway 60 between Beaumont and Moreno Valley. Whew. This is a way for us to really clean that slate in our awareness so that we can practice the presence of perfection, of the perfection of the universe that God is. All right, so we're going to practice this week and live from a place of clarity, and live from a place of love. Practice the presence regularly by meditation. Just sit in the silence. If you're not a meditator, if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes for 3, 5, 10 minutes and just being with the presence, then I invite you to just step outside and look up. See what you see. The blue sky, the tops of the trees, birds flying around, airplanes, mountains. There's a lot to really take in when you practice the presence in this way, and just be silent for a few moments. Allow yourself to really embrace the beauty that's around you. We've been having some amazing sunsets and sunrises over the last week. And what I noticed is that I love to go outside where I can really see all of the colors and watch them change. It, for me, is a way of stepping into the creativity of the divine. It's amazing to know that the presence of the divine is right there in all that is happening on our planet and within us and within our minds. So practice the presence with just being quiet for a few moments, or sitting in meditation, or lying down in meditation, or walking in meditation. And then allow yourself to really embrace all of the good that is there for you. Doing this allows us to release those thoughts of the past or the future and ground ourselves in the present moment. And we get to experience or understand exactly what that moment has for us. There's a gift in every moment. A gift in every moment. That's why it's called the present. Sorry, had to say that. Give yourself permission this week to do that, and then to indulge in what feeds your soul. What is it that feeds your soul? Do you like sacred service? Do you love walking in nature? Do you love listening to music? Do you love time with your friends or time with family? Or do you love perhaps painting a portrait or a picture, or simply being? Allow yourself to indulge in those things in this next week, and pamper yourself with those really wonderful moments that allow you to be in the beauty and the joy of the creativity of the divine. And then finally, honor your body temple this week with good whole foods, lots of fresh drinking water, and a good night's sleep. There are so many resources out there for us to allow us to learn how to better take care of our body temple. And I invite you to take a look at those resources. And one of the ways that we can really take care of our body temple is to take care of our thought temple. What are we thinking? How are we thinking? Are we thinking on the positive side, or are we thinking on the negative side? Are we thinking of all the good in the world, or are we listening to the news perhaps and complaining about all the bad that's happening? When we complain, folks, that causes a negative vibration to move out from us. So I invite you that when the next time you find yourself complaining, to let that go. Just let it go and find something to be grateful for. My youngest daughter, when I told her about the idea of complaining being a negative thought process, and that she could change that around by being grateful, when right after I told her that, she told me that she had been visiting with some girlfriends, and they were all just chatting and stuff. And she remembered not to complain. And a lot of her friends were complaining about this and that and the other thing. And when she realized what was happening, she sat very quietly and just listened. And she told me later, Mom, when you told me that complaining was a negative thought pattern, I realized I really had nothing to say. And so if you're in that position, I certainly invite you to turn those thoughts around to being gratitude and love and the fullness of the divine that is who you are. So this week, I know that you'll be able to practice all of those spiritual practices with ease. Mindfulness, meditation, indulging yourself with your favorite things, and honoring your body temple. Are you willing to do all that this week? Wonderful, wonderful. All right, our affirmation for this week is, I am open to the promise of a clean slate with that every moment holds. I'll repeat part of it and then you can repeat. I am open to the promise of a clean slate, which every moment holds. Absolutely. And so it is.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, well, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, well, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, well, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's just what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Send to the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Yes, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. 'Cause I'm 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 fee
Good morning, everyone. I'm Frankie Jones. I'm a member of the board. I'm also a lay practitioner, and we have some announcements this morning. First, remember to join us right here in our Zoom room for a fellowship connection after service. And I want to remind you on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8 is our meditation service on Facebook Live, facilitated by our practitioner, Dr. Reverend Renee Hart. She presents a beautiful evening of meditation and inspiration. So come enjoy your midweek boost. Yes, every Wednesday, 7 to 8 on Facebook Live. Next Sunday is Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. To celebrate, Reverend Carrie will perform a group vow renewal ceremony. This will include everyone, single or married or in sacred partnership. This will be part of the Sunday service and will coincide with the morning message, the infinite invisible, pure love. So invite your friends and join us for this special Sunday. There's a new class beginning, yay, March 2nd from 6:30 to 9 p.m. The class is entitled Revealing Wholeness. I'm excited about that. For more information, contact Reverend Carrie at Reverend Carrie, Rev Carrie, REVCARRIE at redlands.org, or check out the latest edition of the weekly e-news you received on Wednesday. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Frankie. Let's give her a round of applause for the announcements. Hey, thank you so much. All right, it's time for our offering time to give of our tithes and gifts and offerings. This morning, I want you to know that as you give, the law of circulation flips a switch and it begins to work in your life. As you give, you receive, and it is this wonderful flow that continuously happens. What I want us all to remember is that there is no big or small in God. So if you give $1, $5, $10,000, it really doesn't matter to the divine. And what you are giving to is not only your spiritual home, the Center for Spiritual Living in Redlands, but you're giving to yourself because you have been spiritually fed. And I am assuming that you are spiritually fed by our services and by the things that we offer. And if that's the case, I invite you to give to that. There are several ways for you to give. One is to look for the donate button on Facebook or on our website, cslredlands.org. You can give in either of those places very handily. You can give using Venmo. You can give using Zelle that you set up with your bank. It's my new favorite way to give. And you can give through PayPal. Of course, you can also write a check and mail it to our center. Or you can write a check, put it in an envelope, and place it in our secure mailbox at our center. No matter how you give, no matter what you give, I know that you are blessed abundantly and you are prospered abundantly. So let's take our gift. I've already given mine, so I'm just imagining my gift in my hands and placing it over my heart. And if you'd like to join me in doing that, I invite you to do so. And let's repeat our offering affirmation together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Blessings. And now we're going to move into our closing. No, to our offering music.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully and gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully and freely. God is a river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, offering my first and best. As I give, so do I receive, knowing how I've been blessed. God is a river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive.
I love that song. Thank you, Gilman, for your great music. Let's give Gilman a nice round of applause for all that he does for us. And while we're doing that, let's give David a great big round of applause for all that he continues to do for our center. Thank you, David, our tech guy. We couldn't do it without him. Now it's time for our closing healing prayer. So I'm going to invite you to just join me as we turn within, as we turn into that quiet place where spirit resides at the core and center of our being. And as you close your outer eyes to open wide those inner spiritual eyes to see even more clearly, I invite you to take in a nice, beautiful, big, deep breath, breathing in love. And then releasing everything that is unlike love in your being. Just let it go. Let's do that again. Breathe in love. Release all that is not love. And one more time, breathing in love. This time, let's release all of the love that we have into the world. And from this place, we recognize that there is only one life, one infinite love, one divine power, one presence that is love unfolding in every creation, in every moment, in every place throughout the universe. This love is life itself, expressing through all things seen and unseen. And I know that the presence of God is the seen and the unseen. It is that presence that has created all life. It has created each of us in its image and likeness. And I know that each of us express the divine because it is who we are. And so this divine presence, as who we are, is now blessed by knowing the truth about our individual lives, that we are blessed with perfect health, with perfect wholeness, with perfect peace. We are blessed with wealth, prosperity, abundance. We are blessed with loving, beautiful relationships. We are blessed with life that overflows with good and more good. I know that this presence of life itself is breathing through us, as us, is expressing through and as us. And I invite us to bring to mind anyone who we wish to have prayer for this morning. Just bring them to mind, and if you wish, just speak their name into this circle that we have formed in prayer. And so we know the truth for each of these individuals, that they too experience the blessings, overflowing blessings of good. Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health is theirs. Complete prosperity, abundance, complete wealth, complete knowing that all is well in their lives. And I know for each of them that they are guided and directed to that highest place in consciousness for their lives to unfold even greater and with even more blessing. I speak my word this morning for our Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. I speak my word to know that this beautiful building is surrounded by a protective, loving white light. And this light allows this building to simply be that home, that loving home for all those who wish to worship. Excuse me. For all those who wish to know the truth about themselves. I know that this building, excuse me, is a blessing to all who enter it, to all who pass by, and to all of us. I know we continue to grow and thrive and become all that we can be as a center and as a spiritual community. So I give thanks for all that I have spoken into the law, because I know the law is already working on it on behalf of each of us and our center. And so with deep, profound gratitude, I release this word into the law of mind, knowing it is already done, already complete, already perfect. And we can joyfully affirm this together as we say, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
What a beautiful service. It's Brother Mark. So now it's a most exciting opportunity for you to join us. Just stay right where you are and join us in the Zoom room. Why is that important?
Because we can all get together and laugh and have fellowship.
And share.
Yes.
And you can be seen. You can choose to, you can put your camera on, or you can stay where we can just hear you and not see you.
Incognito.
Yes. And we want to love on you, right?
Yes.
And so join us in the Zoom room. We'll see you soon.
See you. Bye.